Hi, everybody. Ooh, fun stuff. Fun in the sun. How's everybody doing today? How's everybody doing? Yeah, people watching. Jump in, say what's on your mind. Say what's on your mind. See where we are. Let's scroll back a little bit. Yes, all kinds of stuff happening. Yeah, so we submitted the OCR plugin to FlatHub, which is cool because now you can use Flatpak. You can use Flatpak and FlatHub to install that very easily on Linux, just like super easy. So that has been going on, right? Yeah, this guy. So that was submitted to FlatHub. I'm hoping that this will sail in and people can get started with the OCR. Yeah, another thing from Kaito is where are we? In here is using the Windows and the Mac built-in OCR engines instead of Tesseract, or in addition to Tesseract, which I think is very cool. It's a very cool and neat idea, and it's not really hard to implement. So I'll create a new issue and say add Windows and Mac built-in OCR engines option, right? And I'm just gonna go, I'm just gonna go in here and see Kaito was suggesting that we pick up this little bit. I'm gonna assign this to me. This will be an enhancement. And I'm gonna set up the milestone 05. That's gonna be a new milestone, a new version of OBS OCR. And this should be quite easy to bring in. I mean, that code is just, it's just very simple. This kind of runs the Windows OCR and link everything up correctly. It's what is this? Yeah, I'm not even sure. Yeah, this one is fine, but like I'm not even sure. But this is like a built-in Windows WinRT, Windows Foundation kind of thing. They got an OCR engine built into Windows, and macOS Vision, Video Toolbox, and Vision from macOS, the Vision framework and the Video Toolbox framework. They have OCR built in there as well, and that's gonna be very easy to bring in as well. So yeah, I'm gonna mark this up as something that we could add in to the OCR engine. That's easy. What else has been going on? There's a few things going here and there. Yeah. All right, let's have a look. Let's wait for people to join in. In the meantime, I'm just gonna keep on hacking on my things. Just to let people file in. Okay. So I was working on my Python version of the augmented reality plugin for OBS. And now what I'm thinking is that I need to translate this thing, because this thing is working. I mean, it's a beginning. It's a start. It's a start of something. And you know, it's a start. And so, yeah, I would like to add tracking, and I would like to add a flat object tracker CPP. And what I would like to do is grab what I have in here. And bring this over. And let's try to hack this with GitHub Copilot. Let's see. I'm very skeptical that this is just going to work out of the box. But like, you know, we could give it the benefit of the doubt. All right, so we're on the right path here. Initialize tracking point. Augmentation. Yeah, so it completely missed out on a whole entire function. Oh, is this one update tracking points? It's not something that I had. Update tracking points. It's like track object. Update tracking points. And it draw augmentation and that sort of stuff. That's draw augmentation, sure. Update tracking points. So really, update tracking points is really track object. Let's bring this in. Hello. Whoever is joining us, speak up. Say something in the chat. Let's have a conversation. Let's see what's going on. In the meantime, update tracking points. Let's update tracking points. Frame, last frame, draw frame. Yeah, I know what that thing is doing, but I have a definition here inside. I'm not sure. Anyway, for anyone joining us, what I'm doing is I'm implementing in C++, so I could bring it to OBS, what I have done in Python using this. So okay, let's do void track object. It don't matter. CV map by ref frame. Let's make sure these are consts. So a const CV map by ref last frame and a CV map by ref that is not a const. That's like this. Okay. All right, we need to start figuring stuff out here from Python. That might actually be a little overly complex. Yeah, but whoever's joining us, come on in. Come on in. Welcome. Welcome to join. All right, we're working, we're making progress. All right, CVS remember calc optical flow pure, okay. I do not, oh, that's not true. OpenCV HPP. That's weird. Why wouldn't it, really? Tracking? Oh no, video. Okay. Color radius points. Wow. Okay. Tracked object. That makes no sense. Why would it do that? Who's tracked object? It's got to be self. It's tracked object. It's weird stuff. Okay. That's good. How did this thing even work like that? But okay. You know, who knows? And this one's actually not doing any drawing. I guess it doesn't. We don't need draw frame. Error is also not something that we use. Let's run this 1 second. See that we're indeed on track. Yeah, it looks good. Ooh. Yep, I need that. I just need to track the object. So whoever's joining us on stream, speak up. Speak up. Let's have a conversation. It seems to be working fine. Yeah, not sure what happened there. So I actually don't need this. All right, this is going to be a little painful because I'm gonna have to redo this to enable video. Video stab. Just video. On. Oops. Yeah, there's a tracking package in the contrib, but I don't see a compelling reason to bring it in. So let's just leave it out of there for a second. Okay, let's do this. I need to build macOS Release 801. Now that we have tracking, or video, rather, on. What have we got here? What did I change? Changes. And we really need to get ignore in here. Get ignore. Get ignore for Mac and CMake. Now, after this is built, I'm going to have to need Reveal and Finder. I'm going to have to grab the SHA-256. I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to have to make sure that this is 1 second. I need to zap these guys to make them download again. Let's have a look. Yep, video is here. I got tracking. We good. CV has no member. Yeah, it does. Optical flip here. Okay, come on. After augmentation, initialize tracking points. Did you do that? Very partially. No, if I'm not using the mask, then it's fine. Exactly what this thing was trying to do. Let's just stick to the plan. Initialize tracking points. Yep. Whoever's joining us, speak up. Say something in the chat. Let's have a conversation. Let's hear what's up. Hello. How are you? This fine morning. Red Purple. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm just hacking away on my augmented reality plugin. So I'm gonna need an STD vector CV point to F object corners. And so yeah. The corners. A really flat object tracker constructor. Right to the dev for the AI Caption OBS plugins. I am 100% that exact dev. That's what I do. I do all kinds of stuff, but that too. Got a question or you're wondering about something? Let me know. I'm here for that. We also have our Discord for all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Oh, I got something that's not 100% with the chat. Pop out. Grab this back in here. Okay. Yep. Sorry, didn't come up. I had to remember to do that. Yeah, it's quite annoying. Why doesn't OBS do it automatically? But cool. So yeah, Red Purple. If you have a question or something like that, let me know. All right, where are we? Points equals click points image vector CV point, but this is a point to F. This is a point to I. I wonder if that one's going to sail through. Yeah, it does. All right, Purple, you're not a programmer. I mean, everybody's a programmer. That's the sad truth. You just use OBS. You don't know it, but you are. You are a programmer. You just don't program in code. You program in no code. But you're still programming. You're making the computer do things for you. And that is, in my book, it's programming. But you are indeed. And also don't, you know, we don't need labels. We don't need labels. Some people are programmers, some are not. I mean, we're just people. And OBS is a crazy complicated tool. You can, I mean, there's just a ton of stuff in there. Just learned about NDI stuff yesterday. Yeah, NDI is exciting. I mean, just transporting video from like high resolution videos between computers and devices. That's a cool tech, if you ask me. Multicasting. I think casting to several places at the same time. I'm still struggling with that. I think I'll try to make a NDI 6 maybe later this year. Yeah, NDI. I've been using NDI. I mean, maybe I should, but like because I'm working on my computer here, but I'm streaming from a different computer. And I want to, sort of send the video over, quote unquote. So right now, for this stream, I'm using like a cable, like an actual cable between the computers, to get the video over. But there are better ways to do it with NDI. I know I haven't really gotten into it, and I should. So I really should. Yeah. Yeah, on the local network. That's right, yeah. If you have, if you want to, it doesn't have to be like a computer, it could be any device that produces video, you want to move that over to, the other computer, then that's that's something. Get new point status and error. Be like, okay, so std vector point cv point new points. HR status and error. So I got previous image, CVT color. Okay, so we need both of these things in here. Welcome people joining us on stream. Welcome. CV matte last gray and gray. I'm working on caption plugins. I'm working on all kinds of plugins. In this particular day, you are meeting me when I'm working on my augmented reality plugin, so to speak. And what this plugin is supposed to do is, like, let's say you have you're a sports broadcaster on OBS, and you want to do augmented reality on the floor of the sport game. And so I'm building a plugin that will allow you to do that in OBS. So let's say you want to mark the downlines, mark something on, an advertisement on the thing, or you may want to say something about the players or whatnot. I just do augmented reality. So I'm building this for OBS to allow you to do that. So it will track the field and we'll be able to kind of you know, let you augment the field, you know, in some way. That's what I'm building today. And I have it working in Python. What you've just seen is a Python application, a little script that I wrote. And like last time we were on with OBS, I started to work on this, right? So we can bring up OBS. So I started to work on it, but I didn't finish, right? So I had like this in OBS, and I had like my object tracker thing, and I'm like, I can mark up parts of the image, and then we just started hacking around on some vision stuff, right? So like marking up, this is inside OBS, right? And so what I'm trying to do now is to bring in what I did in Python, to bring it in here so that we get a nice tracking thing. So we'll start with the tracking. I mean, there's, let's load up the recent one, right? I got this one. Field. Right, yeah, I got this one. So yeah, I'm working on this for OBS, and how to do this. I don't know if y'all are interested in how I made this scene. What is this? Okay. I don't know if y'all are interested in knowing how I made this. Rendering, 3D world kind of thing. That's another thing that I did. Yeah. That's skinny. One moment. Just the text width. Anyway. Yeah, so this is Blender. This is done in Blender 3D. So we started working on this last stream, I'm guessing. We started working on doing this, right? And this is Blender. This is Blender 3D. And it was pretty janky at that time, but like I made it a little nicer with the actual players, and they're kind of like, these players, they all follow these little run paths. I guess yeah, they all follow these, you know, these paths for them. That little ball that's also following its own path. You know, that's the path. D for the ball. Right? And the camera too. I mean, right now I'm looking from the camera perspective, right? Where's the camera? Where is it? It's here. See this camera? So it's hard to see. It's hard to see, but see the camera is moving. And it's changing. It's like zooming in. This is the camera. So it's like looking this way, looking that way, and then zooming in, zoom out. And this is essentially what you're seeing from the camera. It's like moving this way, moving that way. And so I asked DALL-E to draw a stadium from the top. And so I put that in there. But then I had to make it, you know, I had to make it into a thing. So we have the flat thing in the middle, but then the other stuff coming, like the actual stadium thing, right? And I also got the lights, got the lighting in here. All of the lights, floodlights, lighting the scene. Yeah. Yeah, ChatGPT is immensely helpful. ChatGPT and DALL-E are like really, really cool, necessary tools for everybody. Yeah. Just correcting some stuff in here. All right, so there we have the scene, you know, and then from the camera, kind of looks like this. Anything running around, so we don't really need all that guidance. Let me just get the players, and I put some things. What I wanted to do here is like, I just wanted to confuse the tracking system. You know what I'm saying? I wanted it to be confused, so it won't have an easy job tracking, because, you know, in a real situation, I don't really have footage yet. I will. In a real situation, what I would want to do is I want to handle some pretty harsh situations. So these guys, they seem to be floating. They seem to be floating above the ground. I would like them to touch the ground. But not all of them are floating. Alright, so let's just zero out everybody. No. Just that guy. I got everybody selected. Anyway, so they're floating. That's fine. I don't care. Please press the like button. Yeah, thanks for reminding people to engage. I appreciate that, Red Purple. I see some of this stuff is floating. It's not that bad. Anyway, I should get like legit, you know, player mesh and put that in. But that wasn't the goal. I mean, the goal was like more to get this thing going. Right, the path are actually, it's quite cool. I learned this recently. I actually have no idea what this is. So people hit the like button. What does that do? Straight to Laxon. You still at work. I have to see you make some progress on this project. Yes, I'm very excited about this project. It's kind of, you know, it's a cool project. And I'm very happy. But the okay, so let's have a look. So if you want to learn a little bit of Blender, and let's say we want to draw a path in here, so I can add a Bezier curve. It's there. It's hard to see. I'm going to switch into edit mode. And now there's a little thing here called draw. And once I have draw, I can just draw my path. Make it come back to the same thing. All right. So I have my path. Now, let me get this fella in here and just remove it. Now, out of edit mode. And now we have the path. Now we have the path here on the ground. That Bezier curve. And now we can take one of the players and say, I want you to follow the Bezier curve. All right, and this one is actually to flip its z-axis. All right, now I want to think the thing. Okay, and now I need to animate the path as well. Okay, and now that fella, not exactly who's the one, yeah. Now that fella, let's actually hide everybody. Let's hide, oh man, wait, cube 5. Okay, no, but that's gonna hide everyone. So, that's weird. Anyway, that's most people. And then that guy is just going to run around the path. Just gonna run around the path that we just drew in Blender. In the draw, in the edit mode. See, he's following the path. He's gonna just zooming across it. So he's kind of too quick. He's too quick. So we gotta go back on Bezier and say that the animation needs to span the whole 400 frames. And now he's gonna go just a little bit slower. See that guy going? Just sliding along the path. Because the animation is not 100 frames, it's 400 frames. So it's going to complete the whole thing and come back to where it started. Right, but you can create any kind of things like that and just set the object to kind of follow them. And this is kind of like a nice simulation of stuff moving around the field and just disturbing with the camera. And the tracking. I mean, yeah, so that's what I've been doing in Blender. Let's bring in his friends. And now they're just gonna moving around. I sort of got lazy and didn't create Bezier curves for everybody. I only had like a couple, and then I just doubled them up and added just you know, did some reflections and rotations and whatnot, and then they kind of look there. See, it's not random. Kind of going. I'm still trying to figure out if I actually can do something random in Blender, which I'm sure that I can, but I don't know exactly how. But now the players are like moving and the camera's looking. Ray tracing. I mean, this is not, there's shadows in here. I mean, there's not really a need for that. This is just a kind of like a very rudimentary experiment, like super rudimentary. I may make it a little bit more fancy. I want the camera to actually zoom in like much more. Ask ChatGPT to propagate an array of Bezier. I'm sure ChatGPT can like hallucinate some coordinates for Bezier. I don't know, but why would you want to do that? It could just randomize. Oh, so you're saying for randomization. There's ways in Blender to do this. I mean, what we could do is that we could actually Let me see. Yeah, no, I don't have ChatGPT open, but let's get ChatGPT going. So ChatGPT is actually pretty good for Blender. Is how do I create a random path, pseudo random path in Blender path or Bezier curve in Blender using Python scripting. So BPY. So the Python bindings for Blender. You know? So I want 5 points, blah, blah, blah. Oh, we could try this out. I don't mind. We could try this out. Let's see if Blender is going to roll with us today. No. Let's see. So most recent curve object has no attribute update. Update the curve. Curve data has no. Blender says curve doesn't have update function. Blender's curve object do not require an explicit update. It changes, it is automatically applied without the update call. Right, okay. I mean, fine. Run this. I mean, it might just be making more Bezier curves. My curve object. All right, let's have a look. I mean, let's see what it did. Let's see my curve object. Where is it? Where is the curve? Oh, there we are. Look, oh, they're kind of weird looking, but they're there. And the Python script was able to generate a random thing, right? Weird. It's completely random. The handles and everything. And yeah, totally valid. Totally valid to do this with Blender, with Python and Blender. And the left type and the right type. I mean, all right. Can you make the all the points smooth as well as only on the XY plane is equals 0? People on the stream, hi. If you're just coming in, drop a line. Let's hear ya. Why is this not dark mode? Right, set handle for smooth transitions. Okay. Let's try this one. Let's see what it gives us. Go back in here and see curve object. All right, now it's curvy. Now it's curvy, and also the handles are making it smooth. All right, so what do we have left? I mean, scripting, that's fine. Let's just make it do 50 points. random factor. Let's make it do 50 points. And run this. And let's see. So that's the curve. That's the curve. Top. And so let's scale this out. So yeah. And that's the curve. And we can take any one of the field players and make it follow that curve. Animate path and just go on here and make sure that we have the 400 frames. Oh, but it's not animated. It's annoying. That's something that I figured out early on. Oh. Maybe it is. This cube. Doesn't hide out everybody. It is animated, so it's totally fine. See, that guy is just like swirling around in there. That guy is having a blast. See, it's just like zooming around. Maybe it's hard to see on the stream. Yeah, that guy is zooming around. So yeah, Python to the rescue, kind of, right? Now we got this guy going. We got all kinds, so you can draw and you can randomize stuff with Python. We just need to make a few more curves for the other ones and that's it, we'll be done. So that they don't all repeat the same curve. But this is all an experiment. This is all was just, you know, was just to get like a nice random stuff. Well, this one, we got a shadow, but no. We got something that's just a shadow. This fella? Who is this fella? Who's this guy? That's hidden. I can only see its shadow. Yeah, it's this one. Wow, what's wrong with you? You're fine. Scale, well, that's kind of how I scaled it. Scaling of the object. Dimensions. Okay. Why is he hidden? Just follow the path, that's fine. This fella just won't render. Why? Cube. Location. It's hidden, it's like under. Okay. Alright, now he's back. Now he's back. Why was he under? Whatever. Alright, so that's the kind of view. That's kind of the view. And yeah, at some point I wanted the camera to zoom in a little bit tighter. at that point where it's zooming. See, it's like looking around. So it's zooming out. So maybe instead of zooming out, we'll actually zoom in. Like in a tighter thing. I want to replace this frame. Replace this keyframe. So I actually want you to zoom in like tightly. Really tightly. And then I want to do that. Weird, come on. Wait a minute. Can you set me? Why aren't you setting the iframe? Why are you not setting the frame? Asian custom properties. Is that it? No. Can anyone remember? How do we do this? Additions get custom properties. The visual. No, I want you to zoom in tightly. Like that, maybe. I want to set up an iframe for all the available stuff. Yeah, so it's not... Does anyone remember? Custom properties. Nope. Do this. Okay. Okay, so there's a little zoom in action. Interesting stuff. All right, let's go back to 0 and animate this. See how it looks. Yeah. That's an interesting thing. That's actually something that might be kind of hard for the tracking to work with, right? I mean, there's like a very, very tight zoom, and that you don't see any of the bigger field, right? You still get some features for tracking, but it's like much harder to track them in like such a tight area with a lot of stuff moving. But this will be like the real... See, all of these guys are like super hard to even tell apart. And so let's see if like my tracker will be able to see through this. This is a hard example. So yeah, let's have a look through here. Just mark up a little square. and set the tracker on, and let's see if it falls on its face when it's getting that really tight zoom. Zooming in, it's zooming in, it's coming in. Whoa, look at that, it messed up. It messed up. See, no tracker is perfect. And this is a real hard, and this is a really hard example, but it's like it's possible. It's an example that's very. It's an example that's very likely. Such things would happen in a broadcast when you're like getting this really tight zoom. You know, at first it does very well. It's zooming in all the way in there, and it's like, you know, holding up. See, it's holding the line, so that's good. And then at certain point in here, it's having a much harder time tracking stuff. See, it's like zooming past, and all of these kind of get confused, and then it just goes wonky, and everything gets screwed up a little bit. But it's close. It's close. It's almost, you know, that might be like, you know, I mean, sure, but it's like, it's kind of like a really tight, zoom, you know? Really tight. And that might actually be just unfair. Be unfair. Like I'm also looking at like other things. This is football, so you got all these markings, but you got like hockey and you got basketball, and they got all kinds of markings too. So yeah, but I think it's a little unfair to sort of do that. Custom properties, everything. I mean, yeah, why won't you? Annoying. Alright, so yeah, I want you to zoom in. Like a little tight zoom action. But not terrible. Then I want you... Right, did you pick up? It didn't pick up. Ugh. Now? No, it just doesn't care. So how do I do this? Is it the custom properties? Yeah, something. Again, that's a very aggressive zoom. That's a very aggressive zoom. And so I don't mind it zooming in like this maybe. But otherwise the zoom is super aggressive. Also, see, get a little double up action here. All right, so what I did, what did I do? It's you highlight the diamond after adjusting the zoom, then it works. Really, what I did, let's pick a place that doesn't have any sort of zoom action. All right, so let's bring this in slightly. We'll bring it in slightly and bring it out for the rest of the thing. All right, so in here, I for an iframe, and then I do all channels. And then you'll notice that this one also lights up. Here, the focal length thing lights up, which means it was captured. And then if we scroll out, you'll see it's going to be doing a little bit of that thing. Yeah. So we're getting like our aggressive zoom thing, and with a tiny little bit of zoom too at the very end, like 35. So let's bring it back to like 29 and make sure that we have a keyframe there as well. So it's just going to zoom in slightly and go, all right, let's render this and see if the tracker is, you know, is even on track. So we'll let this render, create a new, we'll create a new video for our tracker. Let's see how it goes. I really like doing computer vision projects with Blender, because it's everything is under control. You can export like the camera positions and everything is like controllable through Python. So if I'm looking at ground truth, I want to find where the camera is with vision methods, I can compare them with the Blender ground truth. And I really like that approach, sort of, you know, highly accurate sort of approach to the thing. Okay, so this one is done. So let's run the Python thing again on the same video and see if our tracker is good with that semi-aggressive zoom action. Right, it's zooming in, it's coming in. It's a pretty aggressive zoom. And handled it quite well, I would say. It handled it quite well. So that's cool. I like it. Destination, it'd be like last gray. So yeah, I got frame. Let's put this over to gray, not Gary. To gray, and you would need, what do you need? What do you need? Come on. Oh, that's the reason. Yeah. So previous image, next image, previous points, next point, new points. Containing. By the way, new points needs to be the size of this tracking. I want to bring this into OBS. I want to bring that tracker into OBS and see kind of how that runs inside OBS. There's all kinds of stuff we need to solve in OBS. It's not just, you know, the tracking as much, right? Oh, geez. Yeah, failed. Yep. What do you do? Ugh. We just gotta start from scratch. bring in a thing. All right, get loop it, whatever. Right, so it's not just, tracking. It's not just tracking. I need to do the actual augmentation. What I would want to do is to bring up, maybe there's a scene, maybe there's another scene, and I want that scene to basically sit on top of this, behind the players, on top of the field, so that you can animate the scene, you can do whatever you need with the scene. But you got the power of OBS to like bring in the content that you want. So you can place, you can put up a advertisements, like stuff. You can bring it your camera view, right? Whatever you want, you can bring it on. You can bring it on and augment the scene, right? That's what I want to do. That's what I want to be able to do. And so that's a whole nother set of things that I need to implement in OBS. I don't really know how to do them. I just, we're learning here. Let me do this. Right, we're learning always, all the time. So I'll figure it out at some point. Tech Nerd, hey, how's it going? How are you, my friend? I see you on the forums as well. Welcome. Yeah, if y'all are not on the OCC AI forums yet, then you're missing out. Right, because we got forums for the background removal, local vocal, OCR, even stream notifications. I mean, come join us on Discord to just chill and grill. But yeah, everybody, if you have something on your mind, let me try and help. And yeah, select only the good points. Yeah, I need to translate all of this to translate all of this stuff, like pruning. Now recalculate the homography with Ransack. So CV find homography with the Ransack method. And now we're doing this from the image to the object using the CV Ransack. Yeah, it should be fine. All right, find homography. This source method, and this just gives me the thing. Okay, so homography. Oh, I need like the inliers. STD for the inliers, and then like homography image to object. We'll do this, right? Homography image to object. Where are inliers? Method, resolution, around circuit projection threshold. What you got? Some stuff. All right, yeah. So porting all of this up for the C++ is just, you know, it's kind of like a chore. Right, so pruning this. Oh, we got a ways to go. So, if size, I mean, this is C++, right? So, to create a mask. Right. Porting all this Python to C++ is just a, you know, it just takes a little while, but it's going to be worth it in the end. Masking them. Extract good features to track. And now good features to track. Well, yes. Does it output the thing? No, it does not. So new tracking points image can't really be what I need. So good features to track will be input, output. I need gray. I need output, new tracking points image. So new tracking points image needs to be a vector of points. Now, good features to track. So I get input, output, max corner quality level, min distance, max corners, quality level, in min distance, and a mask. Why are you not happy? Expect an expression because of this? Yeah. Squeeze, forget it. If new tracking points size bigger than 2. I mean, it's a chore, everyone. You know, porting Python into C++ is not glorious. It's work, and like AI can only do so much. For us, it's already did a bunch. So new tracking points of the object. Converts the points to a list that actually we don't need this. Update the object's tracking points. So we need to append all that stuff in the end. Insert and insert. Wonderful. Okay. Wasn't that bad. Yeah, we're almost done. About to begin and end new track points objects transform. What? Ugh. That's cool and frightening at the same time. New tracking points object. Really, perspective transform. Are you not gonna allow me to work with an std vector of a CV.2f? That's not something that you'll allow me to do? Of course. Okay. Roughly ported into C++. It's a start. Seeing this work on OBS, I mean, might be a little ways away. But it's a beginning. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is doing it all wrong. Like draw augmentation. Where's this? This is all wrong. Extracting the alpha channel, that's fine. What's this guy doing? Okay. What you got? Augmented image. Everyone, I'm back. There's some network problems, I guess. That happened. I'm sorry about that. Got disconnected there briefly. My apologies. My apologies. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is all wrong. I have no idea why this one would do that. So it's like we're taking augmented image, multiplying it by alpha, and then we're adding the draw frame multiplied by 1 minus alpha. And then, oh, and this one goes into blended. Multiply goes into blended frame. Scale product of 2 arrays. It's to be the same size and the same type as source 1. What's going to be dot mul? Element multiplication or division to matrices. Same type and same size. But this is broadcasted. Measure temporary object encoding per element array multiplication with optional scale. It's not a matrix multiplication. Okay. I read you. And really this is kind of what I want to do. Augmented image multiplied by alpha. Well, this is like the very final thing here. Like the last thing that we should care about. Mul. I wonder if it's broadcasted. We'll see. Bringing this to OBS is going to be just a sort of difficult thing that we'll just have to do. All right. I mean, let's see if this even compiles. I doubt that it even compiles. Maybe like source, we said tracking. And then we called it, what do we call it? Anyway, something like this. So, yeah, I don't know. I doubt that this thing will even compile, but let's see. Flat object tracker. Yeah. See, obviously it's not going to compile. We have a bunch of things. It's like different between, so right, should be like size T, yeah. Okay. Size T. Oh, it compiled. Sure. Why not? However, this thing, okay, I mean, that's fine, but we need to make it available somehow to this one in here. I could imagine that sort of stuff. I need to get rid of all of this. This does not belong here. Right, we have 4 corners. We need to calculate the homography and that sort of stuff. All of that is being taken care of in our tracker. The tracker takes care of all. Right? The tracker takes care of all this stuff. Okay. So we got our augmented filter here. And then set up object tracking. And we're able to select some points. Now, this is like my previous attempt. I want to use my new tracker to allow for tracking this. Huh. You know what? I need to think about this, and think about this also from the Python perspective. Because by the time that we finish marking up any kind of stuff in here, the scene has already moved into completely different, you know, stuff. Right, the scene's already moved on. And so it's not like the other one where you can kind of pause the scene, set up the tracker, and then let the scene go. I mean, the scene just goes. And so we do need an initialization phase. We need an initialization phase, you all. I'll explain why. All right, so we're marking this stuff up, and we're kind of like saying, all right, this is the area of the image, that's the object. I want to track this object. But the scene's going to be moving. It's not like I can start from this frame. This is like the grab, setup, calibrate frame, whatever, but then the scene's already moving. And I need to kind of like allow the tracker to re-find this in the scene. And I mean, we don't have to worry about this right this very moment. But we need the reinitialization. We need to find the object, and then it starts the tracking thing. The tracking is kind of on its own. You don't really need to know about the object. It's just tracking. But refinding the object is an actual thing. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, so let's not worry about this for just a second. We'll assume that the scene is actually paused. Or maybe someone's setting this up in their own gym or something and they just don't move the camera for a bit while they're calibrating. And the reinitialization and that sort of stuff, we can deal with that. We can deal with that later. I'll find a way. I'll find a way to make it work. So that's not a big issue. All right, we have 4 corners, calculate thermography. All of this stuff I just do not want. This was just a sad attempt to do this. Sure. Okay, let's find out now. Okay, flat object tracker. I want to create a flat object tracker.h, and we're gonna have to, I'm gonna just bring in the whole thing. All right, this stuff was just here for a moment. I'll grab the whole stuff and just dump out a bunch of the things that we don't need. The actual code. So fine. Okay. This stuff we don't need. I'm just gonna take care of all of this stuff quickly, and we can see if this thing is going to compile once we actually link it up. So track the object. This is where the magic happens. Let's do that. I'm gonna add an if and def instead of the pragma, just to be more C99 compliant or whatever. Okay, all this stuff in here is absolutely fine. Now we need to get rid of some of this stuff in here and like start just formatting properly. Okay, include OpenCV. Don't really need that. Yes. Okay. Arg. Glang's gonna take care of all that formatting things for us. All right, we're looking good. What have we got? There's some leftovers. That's fine. Yeah, this is kind of like spaghetti code that needs more breaking down, but fine. I got this thing also formatted. It's fine. And now what we need is that our filter data is going to have to bring in our flat object tracker pointer. I don't know if we really need it as a pointer. Yeah. Let's include tracking flat object tracker in filtered data. All right, so actually I think this is right, that it's too much to bring in to here. Really, we don't need it. We need mat with a vector. I mean, okay. Let's see if this is like seriously complaining about things. We'll deal with it. Here we can include Clip 3D, probably image proc. Clean that all up. Optical flow, that's gonna need tracking. Good OpenCV2 video tracking. Thank you, GitHub Copilot. Okay. That one's in place. This one's in place. Filter data is now has the flat object tracker. That's fine. So now in our corner marking thing, let's see if we have access to the filter data in it. We don't, so let's add that. Just gonna keep a pointer. Store the filter data. We're just gonna keep a pointer. So yeah, UI, and now, all right. DF is gonna grab DF. Fine, and now we should have access to the flat object tracker through this DF. Initialize tracking points with this fella. I mean, what? What's wrong? This is a point because it's not a pointer. All right, what did we have in Python after starting with the thing? Let's say we got we're doing like initialize, doing the initialize, also have draw tracking points. Interesting. Draw tracking points on the thing. We could do that. So this TF flash object tracker, nope. Draw tracking points. Draw tracking points. Yeah. All right, you all. I hope that you all are not super bored. This is just stuff that we need to do. Okay, so we got like this and that and this and that. Oh, this image, right? We got image coming in. Right, it was just image coming in? What was that? Oh, just on TF. No, what? Image? Got image, okay. Where is this image? Yeah. All right, fellas, boys and gals. Yeah, I'm gonna have to step out in a few minutes. But this is coming along very nice. This is coming along very nice. I really like what we have achieved here. I think that bringing this sort of functionality to OBS is within reach today. I think doing this in OBS, I can get this done by today. In the OBS plugin. To do this sort of tracking, which is on its own. It's like pretty neat, I have to say. Just on its own, I think is like pretty pretty impressive. And yeah, I could get this going in OBS pretty quickly, and that'll be nice, because then I could start testing this out with people. I can start testing this out with you all out there. Like, bring your videos in. There's a few people that asked me about related stuff, like how I have a game and I wanna track like some kind of HUD, like a heads-up display. I wanna track it. This whole thing, as long as it's flat, this thing will be able to track it. As long as it's flat, this thing will be able to track it. Because this thing makes an assumption that the object that you're tracking is flat. It also makes an assumption that you always see the object that you're tracking. And so it only works in like specific situations. It's not a, you know, a full-fledged thing. We could add more things. We could add more things to this. We add more things to this, like tracking 3D objects, tracking things off screen, like doing a reinitialization, like automatic object finding, finds the object again. You know, you don't need to like reinitialize the rectangle, whatnot. But just doing this in OBS, and allowing to augment this one scene with the output of another scene that's flat, that's fine. I mean, everything's kind of flat in OBS, right? For some reason I can't make it stop. Anyway, something that's flat in OBS, you know, a scene to augment it. I think it would be more than, you know, enough for like a very initial version of this plugin. Okay, I'm gonna have to sign off and go do some things. But again, thanks everyone for joining me today. As always, I really enjoy your company while hacking and working on this stuff. Please don't be a stranger. Just go on whatever channel that you have, Discord, like even YouTube and stuff. I'm there, or you know, X, Twitter. Find me. Let's have a conversation. Let's see about your needs and wants. Let's see what you have going on. And yeah, and let's talk. So thanks everybody for joining me today on this little augmented reality excursion into tracking in OBS. And I'll see you all very soon in the next stream or next video. You know. So bye for now.